This is Bike Trails Podcast with Christina and Alan. We hope you enjoy listening. So, Christina, we had one more mountain pass to go through to get back north, and this is Passo Leung. Lueg. Exactly what I said. That was a nice, easy pass, but still, is there any pass that we don't have to go through clouds?
Yeah, the weather was quite bad when we went through it.
That's right.
And we had to go through tunnels again.
Yes.
And one tunnel really saved us at least 150 elevation meters because...
I don't know why anyone would ride up that hill. So for the listeners, it's like a regular road, a street. There's no bike path. You're just riding on the street. And in front of you is a tunnel. And you can see through the tunnel. It's like, 200 meters long. You can see the other side to the left. Or to the right, you can climb up one of the steepest hills known to man to then go directly down the next side where you can see people through the tunnel riding their bicycles. We elected for the tunnel.
Yeah, and I'm very happy about this because, we just switched our lights on and after 3 minutes we were through.
Exactly.
And I saw the other people actually taking the bike lane up to that hill that we avoided. And I have no idea why. I mean, 3/4 of them had e-bikes. Maybe they don't care so much. But even the e-bikers that I saw yesterday, because they really had to do hills. Yeah. And I was thinking sometimes, the 70-year-old person sitting on that e-bike is as stressed out as me sitting on a normal bike because they had 5 times as much more hills than we had on the other route from south to north. So I looked it up and we were half of the time on the Alpe Adria bike lane.
Yes.
We were just going to the north, so Alpe and not Adria. And do you think that those people that were coming in the other direction really do the trip, or if they just do part of it?
So this is the Eurovelo 7 route, I think. This is the Sun route or something like this. Or maybe it's I forget, but it starts, I believe, in Norway.
It starts in Norway and it goes through Sweden, Denmark,
all the way down to
Germany, Austria, and Italy, all the way to Grado. And then with the ferry,
Sicily.
It ends up in Malta.
Malta, yeah.
And this is over almost 8,000 kilometers in length. And I wonder if people really do. And I don't know, what did I tell you? How many elevation meters? 12,000 or something like this.
Yeah.
And it's 6 times Zugspitze up and down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote on the blog post that I prepared for today, for this podcast we're recording it the next day, is that I have never seen so many long distance cyclists with so much luggage, with so much packed on the bike. And I commented that, when you and we rode through this Eifel region up to Belgium and the Netherlands, we had touring bikes, kind of not what we have now. We have more of a standard touring bike where you're sitting upright.
And 2 bags.
And I had 4 panniers on mine. I had the blue ones in the front and the green ones in the back. Yes. I had 4 panniers. We had full camping gear. You had 2 full panniers and a front bag. And we had this Ortlieb, handlebar bag. And that was more than enough. I can't imagine what you have in 9 bags piled up across the back and all this stuff that they have. I don't know what they have. Maybe I should ask them one of these guys or women one day.
Well, the woman that we saw today, she brought a 1 meter times 2 meter isolation mattress that was 4 centimeters thick.
Yeah.
And it was, I was thinking,
walking around in Salzburg.
Yes, why wouldn't she have an air mattress that she just blows up and then it's an air mattress and that she can pack nicely in a nice little pack
my
together?
My air mattress, which is not hyper expensive, but it's very, very comfortable. And I'm a big person, and even that, it's very comfortable. It's like the size of 2 decks of playing cards, maybe 3, or like 3 packs of cigarettes or something. And I don't know why you would want that giant thing on the back of your bike. Especially, remember, we were like going over some of those bridges in the wind. I can't imagine the wind catching this giant rolled foam thing on the back of my bike. So I'm very interested. I will ask somebody what they have in their bags.
But this couple especially, they looked like they've been traveling around for 6 months already.
At least or something.
At least maybe they do like a Trans-Europe trip.
Perhaps.
Wild camping. I don't know, something like this. But even then, I would not bring so much.
No.
She for sure didn't bring evening dresses or her opera gala outfit. I don't know. I mean, high heels, dirndl. If she brought that, then she would need all of that space. Yeah. This is correct. Yeah.
So it was a very interesting ride. We left Bischofshofen, and it's a beautiful town. Of course, all the towns we're visiting somehow have their individual charm, and I wish we could get to know more of them, because we're only there for a few hours in the evening and maybe, a half an hour in the morning as we're getting ready to leave. And then what we see is like the beginning and ending of the town when we're riding into or out of it. Bischofshofen was great because they have extensive parks to the north that we rode through. Really, really nice. And then we were thrust onto the regular street, like the Bundesstraße street, because going through the passes, there's not a lot of room. It's road, train, river, and that's it. There's not room for anything else, And in fact,
you forgot the big rock wall directly beside us.
Yeah, exactly. So the walls of the mountainsides or the hillsides come directly down to the street. So there's nowhere to go, and there's no room for this cozy little bike lane so many times. I mean, there was some when there was room, but most of the time not. So when we went through the pass, the whole landscape changed, as you might imagine, going through a pass. And it was an extreme downhill. We made a left-hand turn, and then we were in rolling farmland, for the remainder of the trip. We went through Gulling, which has some famous waterfall, which we were not going to ride up a super hill and pay €5 to see.
That's correct. But you left out that first we went through Werfen. And
Werfen,
I do remember this because when I was a student, a lot of people went skiing in Werfen, and this is very close by. And then a castle showed up on the right upper hill, Hochwerfen. And now I know, since we spent the day in Salzburg today, that this is one of the 3 castles that is like maintained by the Salzburg Castle Association or something like this. It's like Hohenfestung Salzburg, and then it's Hellbrunn, and then it's this Hohenwerfen. And it looked fantastic to ride by this castle that is 300 meters up on a rock hill. And I really would like to go and see it one day, because we definitely have to come back to this area. And then the pass came up, and there were rain clouds, and it was windy, and it was quite cold during the time. So I had to put my rain jacket on. And then after the pass, sunshine, hot. I had to take off my rain. The weather completely different. The clouds were still hanging up there in the mountains. And then we found this really, really cute Breakwirtschaft near the waterfall with this waiter that served quickly, I must say.
He was like lightning. I don't know whether he had like read our minds and pre-prepared everything, but it was right on.
Yeah. So we said something, and like a minute later it showed up, and then we shared, I must say, one of the most beautiful burgers we had. It was a really...
I don't know how one person would eat that.
No, I also don't know. It was half a cow. I don't know how many grams of meat that was. And then we had a beautiful ride along the Salzach mainly to Salzburg. And I think it's just so beautiful to see on our slower pace how the landscape changes gradually, because in our car you see it too, but it just goes by so quickly. And I was thinking about the German word Erfahrung, that means experience, but it also means that you can erfahren the landscape by bike. You know what I mean? Fahren also means driving.
By
so
bike. Yeah,
so
sure.
I really felt that ich erfahre die Landschaft by bike, you know, and that was super beautiful. And I am in love with this area here. I always liked Salzburg and the smooth hilly mountains around it. And
I really think doing this by bike, I think this is something people should really consider. Whether whether you're very experienced and you want to add it to a longer tour, make a tour by itself, or if you're just interested to start doing this, just 3 days, get a bike, take it on a train, find a place, that's 30 or 40 kilometers away from a larger city and get off there. And then ride the rest of the way into the city and take the whole day, or maybe even stay overnight in some Gasthaus where you don't even make a reservation, like somehow you come across it, right? This would be really, really lovely for people. For me, I'm just super excited about being able to do this in my life, being out here on the road. I rarely look at the time unless we have like a place to be to check in or something we have to do. I don't really think about anything except the road directly in front of me. So this is very appealing to me. And I think other people would do it if they had the ability to do that. If they had a plan to like go someplace, ride into a city, have a nice time in the city, and then to take the train home or something, if they're not willing to do several hundred kilometers of riding.
Yeah, we already did 500
I don't
something.
know. Yeah, we've done something 500, 600. I have to add it up. Yeah. So today we had a great day. We're in Salzburg. We saw the castle. We did a huge walking in the city tour. We did we hiked up the other side of the city on the hill. This was fabulous. Very cool. If everyone has ever been, if someone has not been to Salzburg, please come here. It's super nice. It's like a small version of a giant European city. It has like everything you need just packed into a small little place. And you would love to coming here. It's very, very nice. So what are we doing now, Christina? What is our plan?
Our plan is to have a really nice Mexican dinner on the other side of the street.
Yes.
And then my plan is to actually have a good night's rest. Otherwise,
Why do we need a good night's rest?
Because I want to be alive tomorrow evening. And this is not going to happen if I'm not really fit in the morning, since my husband planned a suicidal bike trip of more than 100 kilometers, which would be fine if it were flat, but it includes 700 elevation meters. For people like us, this is a suicidal trip.
But the good news is it's an incredibly hot German heat wave. So
it will be
do all those things together.
Hot.
This is great, right? Yeah, we have a long day tomorrow. Big day.
Yes, and
so if this turns out to be our last episode, thanks for listening. If we
then
perish on the route,
think of us and wish us rest in peace. But I hope this is not happening.
No.
So we already bought food for tomorrow. We have bananas and apples for the trip, because there is not much break taking tomorrow, because otherwise we just won't arrive.
No luxurious beer with lunch and card playing for a few hours.
Not tomorrow.
No.
But I think we are going to make it.
Yeah, we'll make it. It'll be good. So we'll arrive in Passau sometime in the evening, enough to stumble in, find a pizza, and go to sleep, probably.
Yes. And if you don't find a pizza on the street, we just get it delivered again.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun today. The trip has been going great. I think we're at about the halfway point here.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly. Unfortunately, it feels like we just started. But yeah. So until next time, thanks for listening. Check us out on the web, biketrailspodcast.com. And that's it. Christina?
That's it. And start riding your bike.
Exactly. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye.